All right, so last night I made some dough and I let it rise, and then it rose overnight in the fridge. And this is pretty close to triple in size. This started out as 6 cups of flour. I did dough in another video. I don't remember exactly how entailed I got in the other video. So if you want me to do a dough video, just leave it in the comments. Hey, John, do a how to make dough video, pizza dough or bread dough or something like that. I'll be happy to do it. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make bread, and I'm going to make Dutch oven bread. So one of them I'm going to do in an oblong Dutch oven, and then the other one I have a pretty big cast iron skillet over there. I'll get it, and I'll have to butter it and oil it. And I'm going to try to make kind of like a focaccia bread, which I've done before, but I've never done it in this giant cast iron skillet. So let me punch these down, get one on parchment paper on top of cornmeal, and I'll get the other skillet. I'll grease and oil that, punch the other one down, put it in there, let both of them come back to a rise, then we'll put them in the oven and see how it comes out. So, and this batch of dough was pretty darn sticky, which I generally like for this style bread. I like it sticky like this. So if you grab it, it'll stick to you. But if you do it quick, it won't. And that's the way I like it for this style bread. So let me just put this into what's called a boule, a ball in French, a boule. I think that's what ball. What I'm doing is I'm stretching the gluten, and I'm pulling the surface, the tension, and I'm tucking it underneath with my hand. So I'm doing this. And then when I put it in there, I'll slice, make a pattern on top that'll release the surface tension. This thing's already rising. So that's gonna sit there. Let me, so you can see what I'm doing. I think the camera will shine down here, I'm not sure, but let me elongate it gently or gingerly. And there it is, and that should go nicely in there. All right, so now let me get rid of this and get that other pan, and I'll butter it and oil it. All right, so here is that other pan. This one's made by Lodge, which is pretty good company. They're about maybe an hour and a half from my house, actually. I gotta cover this other one. I think this is 17 inches, but I've never cooked bread in it before, but I'm looking forward to trying it. So let me get some butter and some oil, and let me cover this. You never want to leave dough uncovered, exposed to the air, because it'll get crusty and it'll taste terrible. Some people like it. Let me take that back. Some people like it when it gets crusty on the outside. I don't. So I would recommend not exposing it to the air. But that's just me. And then I'll put a towel on top of that. Let me punch this down, and then I'll clean this up and move the pan over. All right, so here's the pan. Now some butter. By the way, this butter dish is almost as old as me. My uncle brought that back from France in the 60s. And my mom gave it to me. I like it a lot. So give this thing a really good grease, because because I definitely don't want it sticking in this, because if it sticks, it's going to be a nightmare to clean. Now some olive oil. Some flour, and I'll work this kind of like a pizza dough. All right, now that will go in here. All right, so I got the oven preheated to 500. I put the I don't know if that'll help or not. I put the oval Dutch oven in there, so it preheated, so it's at 500 degrees as well. So I'm just going to set that gently in there, and let's just see what it does. Let me grab that and try not to move it too much, and then we'll put it in there and see. All right. You really got to be careful not to touch anything. It's 30 minutes covered, and then about 10 minutes uncovered. All right, so the 30 minutes went by, and now I'm on the 10 minutes, 30 minutes covered, 10 minutes uncovered. And normally I would let it rest inside the oven when I turn the oven off, but I can't because I got this one, and this was that other one, and look how that rose. It's beautiful. So I'm going to do a kind of a focaccia, but I'm going to add sesame seeds, because my plan is, if this actually works, I want to make a muffaletta sandwich out of it. Oh yeah, that is nice. Look at that bread. Is that a nice loaf or what? I don't know. Let me put it up against the mic. I don't know if you can hear it crackling. All right, let me set it over here and let it cool for a minute. Hope that tastes as good as it looks. Okay, so here is this one. First thing is some olive oil. That was just dribbling, so it looks like that. I can't move it too much, because otherwise it's going to get off and then it's going to stick. So let me gently move the oil around. All right, I cut some, chopped up some fresh garlic. Let me sprinkle just a little bit of that around. Of course, this isn't typical for a muffaletta bread. A muffaletta bread is very specific. It's kind of like half between Italian bread and French bread. But since I'm winging this, let's just see where it goes. A little salt. And then some sesame seeds. And then I wanted a little bit of rosemary and a little bit of thyme, because that's pretty good on focaccia. All right, that's a little bit of that now. So here's what it looks like. And that's really nice. Now, I'm gonna cover it. Good thing I got a cover for that gigantic stock pot I got. I think it's like 60 quart or something. 50 quart. All right. Now this ain't gonna take as long. All right, the timer just went off. Let me pull the cover off and brown it. Ooh, man, that is hot. So now we just gotta wait about probably 10 minutes. But I'm gonna cut into that because I can't wait. I should cut into the middle and show you what it looks like. And I don't even know what it looks like, but we call it the grok. That's the end, and everybody always fights over the end of the bread. At least we always did. Well, there's what it looks like. That looks nice. A little butter. Here we go. Man. Homemade bread. It's just so good. If you ever get a chance to make some bread at home, just do it. It's so much better than the store. That's really good. Now I gotta figure out something to cook so I could dip this bread in it. Maybe peppers or something. There's what it looks like. Hear it? It's nice. Oof. All right. There's what it looks like. All right, let's get it off of there. There's the bottom. And that is a nice piece of bread. That's going to make serious sandwiches. I was going to make a muffaletta like I was saying earlier in the video. But I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But I'm going to cut it kind of like a pizza. And I'm dying to try this thing. So let's just give it a whirl. Alright, there's what it looks like. It's definitely cooked all the way through. Nice. Here we go. Oh man. This is better than that. Although, no, let me rephrase that. It's not better, it's different. This is a legit focaccia bread. Oh man, it is outstanding. And I know what I'm going to eat I'm not going to do it now because I already did a video, but I'm going to cut a slice of this, put a tomato on it, a raw onion on it, and anchovies on it, and that's what I'm going to eat on this piece of bread. Hopefully this video comes out good, and you guys, whoever watching this, make this bread. It is definitely worth your time, I can tell you that.